In this video, I'm going to share with you a very powerful technique that you can do literally tonight that will allow you to shift to your desired reality. And I guarantee that if you actually do this tonight, you will see results tomorrow. I can guarantee it because this technique that I'm going to share with you is not like most of the reality shifting techniques out there or manifestation techniques out there. You ever had it where you're doing some sort of technique to shift, but in the back of your mind, you're not actually too sure if it's actually working. You're not seeing tangible results on the outside. So now you're thinking, is it actually working? And the reality is if the technique isn't working for you, you're just wasting your time. But equally, if the technique is working for you, but you can't see tangible results, chances are you gave up on that thing too early. You've probably done it. I know I've done it. Because this reality works on a time delay. It's not like a dream or a lucid dream where you instantly can manifest something. There is some sort of time delay here. It will manifest, it will happen, but oftentimes the shifts may not be instant. Don't get me wrong, you keep building these techniques, building your internal abilities. Things can happen instantly for sure. Maybe you even experienced some things like this in the past. But usually, it's not always the case where everything you want manifests instantly. So this technique is different, because you're actually going to see tangible results tomorrow, which will not only be cool that you will actually see the effects, but equally, those tangible results are gonna influence you. They're gonna motivate you to be like, this is actually working, let me keep going. Because remember, I don't want you to fall into the trap of thinking that if somebody shares with you that in 5 minutes, in 10 minutes, you can do something and it would change your life forever. Reality is, it can spark something to change, but it may not keep that momentum going forever. But I know you're probably thinking, but Josh, didn't you say this technique is a short technique? It's only 5 minutes? Yes. But what this technique does is it sets you up for the next day. Directly impacts your subconscious mind, directly impacts your conscious actions, directly impacts your vibrational frequency and the reality that you are experiencing, which is why you will see results tomorrow. So how do we do this? And by the way, if you're new to the channel, this is Joshua Andre, and I'm here to remind you who you truly are, so that ultimately you can live your best, most optimal destiny path in this lifetime and beyond. And now this technique that I'm going to share with you is actually a mix between something that one of my early speaker mentors, if you're following the channel recently, you won't know that some years back, like 5, 6 years back, I was super shy, super introverted. I couldn't speak in social situations properly. If I was on a Zoom call, I would turn my camera off because of how shy I was. I don't even know why I wasn't even speaking. I was just a participant, but I didn't want anyone to see me. I had deep confidence things that needed to be worked on. But one of my early speaker mentors shared something with me that changed the game forever. Quantum shifted my manifestations, my confidence, my ability to express on a whole different level via one simple practice. But I'm going to be combining this, so it's not just for speaking. I'm going to be combining this with some Eastern tradition teachings that actually, if you've ever heard of somebody called Paul Brunton, I was actually made aware of him very recently by someone who follows the channel. And equally, I'm going to be combining some Eastern tradition principles with this speaker training thing that quantum leaped my manifestation, combining them to double the effect. So how does this technique work? Well, it's very simple. It comes down to a few things, and it really amplifies because of when we're going to be doing it. So we're going to be doing this literally before you fall asleep. And you may already be aware that as you're transitioning from waking state to sleep state, there is something very miraculous, very interesting happening with your brain waves, with your brain going from beta to things like alpha, theta, and even deeper. Now, if you're not sure what these are, just very quickly, beta, just think of it as the mainstream frequency that most people are resonating at, most people are vibrating at on a day-to-day basis. Usually it's associated with things like thinking, doing, also stress, sometimes anxiety, things like where the mind is very active. Mind can even be very cluttered. As you transition to alpha, this is where you feel like more of a meditative state. Intuition is easier, creativity is there. This is a state where you might even feel relaxed, blissful, calm. It's generally a state that you may want to spend more time in. But actually, I want to get one disclaimer out of the way, because a big misconception that I see is a lot of people, they will say, hey, when you're going to sleep, you're going from beta to alpha. But actually, if you follow this channel for a while, you know that I speak about a lot of techniques to build your capacity, build who you are as an individual, to shift your vibration, which shifts your reality. You can get to the point where you're not actually in beta most of the time. Just because the majority of people on this planet are in beta brainwaves, which isn't always the most optimal to be in, doesn't mean that you always have to be in there. You train your things through doing things like meditation, higher self-alignment, higher self-awakening, deep transcendental states as well, altered states of consciousness, even things where you're releasing things from the body. You can get to the point where actually the majority of your day, you're in this alpha. Yes, you'll still be doing things, but you'll be doing it from more of a witness state, more of a connected state. You're not going to be in the thing. You're going to be almost like the one who is watching the person doing it. It's like a whole different state of consciousness. So that is disclaimer. You can get to deeper states of consciousness. You don't have to be like everybody else. But equally, as we are transitioning to sleep, we're going to use this moment where very peculiar things are happening in your brain, right, in your being, to also recognize what has been happening as the days have been going. You see, the biggest problem that I see is most people, when they look at, for example, they're working on something, they'll always kind of like see what they're working on, see what's going well, see what they can optimize, what they can improve. But very rarely do people actually do this with real life gameplay footage. And what I mean by real life gameplay footage is real life footage of things that have happened in your day. So let me just break this down how this is going to work. Tonight, you're going to commit 5 minutes before you go to sleep. And the way you're going to start this is the first thing. You're going to go to bed 5 to 10 minutes earlier than usual. The reason why you're doing this is because I don't want you falling asleep doing this. I've tested this practice out myself, and believe me, I have fallen asleep a freaking lot of times doing this. But if you go to sleep doing 5-10 minutes earlier, that won't happen. Now what you're going to do, so you're in bed 5 to 10 minutes earlier. Now what you're going to do is you're going to close your eyes and you're going to play your day backwards. You can either go backwards from this moment that you're in now all the way to the beginning, or you can start from the beginning and go forwards. You choose, okay? There is a slight difference, but for now, it doesn't matter. Just you choose whichever one you want to do. You're going to play the day. Imagine you're going from the beginning to this moment now. You're going to watch and see all the main events, all the main experiences, all the main things that happen in your day, and you're going to witness it, watch it, not as the you who carried it out, but as the you who is observing that you. So what do I mean by this? You're going to be watching it as if you're watching a movie. You're going to be watching it as if you're watching somebody else. Like, you'll know that it's you. You can still be in first person perspective, but I want you to be detached from the emotions, because I don't want you feeling guilty, disappointed, anxious about certain things that happen in the day. This is not the reason for it. We're going to be watching it very detached and seeing, okay, two things. What went well? What were some things that actually I handled really well? That, you know, I maybe didn't think about doing it, but in the moment I did it, and actually I would like to act more like that. I would actually like do more things like that, to do more things like that. That's the first thing. Second thing, you're then going to notice what all the events, situations, circumstances, experiences that happened that actually you maybe could have handled differently, maybe a bit better, maybe something to be improved. Now what you're going to do, still eyes are closed, playing the day in your mind, but you're going to be taking mental notes, noting all the things, the areas that, hey, actually, maybe when that person spoke to me and said that thing, maybe I shouldn't have got that triggered. Maybe I should have took a deep breath. Maybe I should have done this. Maybe I should have said this instead. Or in the morning, I woke up, but I didn't do my dream journal. Maybe I should have I knew that I had a dream that I remembered, but I was a bit in a rush. Maybe I should have just picked up my phone, wrote it down. Whatever these things are that happen throughout the day, witness them in a detached manner. You're not feeling guilty. You're not feeling disappointed. You're just feeling like, okay, this happened. This was amazing. This could be improved. Now what you're going to do, you're going to run through the whole day. You're going to feel into all the main things that went well, that could be improved. What were all the things that you could have said differently, that you could have did differently? That even if you was doing the right thing, but your inner energy, you know there was something off there, what could you have shifted? What could you have changed? Now what we're doing, we've reviewed the gameplay footage. We're doing it as well when our mind is going into a more relaxed state of being, right? So this is not just you recording it consciously, also on a subconscious level it's taking note. This is when tomorrow comes in. It won't be a thing where you're actively thinking, what were all the things that could be improved? Yes, that will be a thought, no doubt, when you wake up. But on a subconscious level, you'll be triggered. When that situation happens, it happened to me the other day. I record my day and I realized I didn't do my dream journaling, like what I said a moment ago. The next morning, I woke up, I didn't think of what were all the things that I should have improved. I woke up, I was about to not do my dream journal again, and then I had that feeling, oh, but this is what you said last night, should have improved. So what did I do? I turned over, picked up my dream journal, started writing for the next 3 minutes. That was it, that was all. But notice, I want you to notice as the next day goes on, this is the next point, as the next day goes on, I want you to notice all the things that you are starting to do differently based on the what went wells and to be improved. Obviously, the what went wows, you might think, oh, but should I keep that the same? Yeah, keep it the same, but if you can improve it even more, then improve it even more. Now, that is it. Plain and simple. I'm not going to overcomplicate this. There are some more advanced things that we can do with this, but for now, I want you to build the consistency of doing this. We can go deeper with this in a later video. But for now, how you're going to go deeper into this is very simple. You're going to commit to this first thing. So commit to it by liking the video, by commenting on the video. Maybe you can comment and then come back the next day and let us know after that next day what you saw the difference was, what the effects were, what you realized that you should be doing differently, and how the changes, the reality shifted as you were aligning more with your true version of you, higher version of you, which is manifesting your desired reality, which will not then be your desired reality, will be your actual reality. Once you've made this commitment, don't only commit to this to yourself, but commit to this to yourself for the next 1 month. 1 month, that is all. You might be thinking, a month, isn't that so much? Think about it. You're gonna be sleeping at night anyway. You're gonna be going to bed at night anyway. You're gonna be doing things tomorrow anyway. You might as well do this in a more optimal version of you. And if you are enjoying content like this, that's reminding you to be your most highest, most optimal version of yourself, and you want more content like this, pop it up on your feed. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any more of these videos happening in the future. But for now, commit to this, hit the like button if you're committing, take a mental note of that you're going to be doing it tonight, go to bed 5 to 10 minutes earlier. When you're in bed, recall your day, what went well, what could be improved, see it from a detached observer perspective, not getting too emotionally attached, just seeing, hey, like you're giving advice to a friend. Actually, here you could have done something different. You are your greatest guru. You have the answers within. This is the way that you can do it consciously to start to see some conscious things that could be tweaked. Other than that, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Let me know how it goes in the comments. Much love, enjoy your most optimal path, and enjoy the shift.